Hi everybody, my name is Lauren and welcome to Plants and Things. In today's video, we are doing our announcement of our giveaway winners, and it's gonna be in the form of a Q&A, repot and chat with me. So let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to be doing a couple questions, announcing the first winner, doing a couple questions, announcing the second winner, and finishing off with a couple more questions. And you guys really came through with the questions, and I was kind of worried because, I don't know, I feel like y'all here for me, but you still be second guessing because that's just how we be in our head. And I was like, dang, what if they don't have no questions? But y'all did. Of course y'all had questions. First question is fertilizer routine. My fertilizer routine is very simple. I only use Jack's Houseplant Special, and I do it with every watering so that I don't have to think about it. I would not really be able to keep up with doing something like every other week or once a month or whatever like that. So I don't even stress myself out with that. And I just do it with every watering. It's really easy to use. It's just a little bit of powder and a gallon of water. Shake that bad boy up and you're on your way. And it already tells you, like, if you're gonna use it in semi-hydro with every watering, how much to use versus if you're using it once a month or something like that, as you normally would use with soil. So that's what I do, just to keep it really simple. I used to use liquid dirt, which I did like, but I wanted to try something else, something a little more efficient and a little bit stronger, I feel like, and I'm really happy with it. I really, really am. Now, I did try CalMag. I'm not gonna say it didn't work because I can't really say whether it worked or not. All I can say is that once I started using it, if I had a plant that had moss at the base of the plant, the moss started to mold. I would put it in my spray bottle and put it on my lazy poles and stuff to re-moisten my lazy poles. And I would come back around in a couple of days to water and there would be mold on it. And I never ever had that before this whole time. So I know it's because of the CalMag, because I stopped using the CalMag and I don't have that problem anymore. Next question, what do we have here? What inspired you to start your houseplant collection? It was definitely me moving out and getting my own place. And most of you guys probably don't know, because I hope that no one has really watched the first video that I ever put out. But that's where I kind of talked about it a little bit more. And basically, I kind of moved out kind of late in life, 31, and I moved out at 30. Am I 32? I might be 32. Oh my God. Okay, so I moved out at 31. I'm 32 now. Oh my God. I moved out at 31, which is a little bit late in life. A lot of people move out a lot earlier than that. But at that time is when I was like, okay, like, now I'm gonna have my own space, like, who am I? What is my space gonna say about me? Like, of course I've had my room for all these years. I don't wanna put this in pond. There's no roots on here. What am I doing? I'm gonna put it in chunky perlite. Do I have? Give me a second. Okay. We're gonna try something a little different here from what I've done with Fluval before, just for the sake of not having to get up. But back to the question. I started my plant collection because I moved out and I was trying to figure out my space. I'm looking for my little hand shovel. What is my space gonna say about me? And like, I don't know. I felt like even at the age that I was, when you live at home and your life is very much attached to your family and your friends, your identity is connected to that. And I didn't feel like I had my own identity yet, or I didn't know my own identity yet. So when they say when you move out, you really learn about yourself, you really do, because there's nothing around you to dictate you and how you move and how you live, So that is when I was like, okay, what do I want my space to be like? What do I want, because my mom always says, your space is a reflection of what's going on in your mind, So anytime my room is messy, she's like, what's going on? Are you okay? So not that I have to be neat all the time, but just generally, if your space is, if there's chaos in your space, there's probably a little bit of chaos in your mind, is how she feels. So, and I do believe that. So your space is a reflection of you, you know? So that's how I was like, okay, who am I? You know, not to say that plants is who I am, but just generally, what do I like? What am I into? Where is my fluval? It's like I over prepared so much that I don't even know what I did with the stuff that I prepared. Oh yeah, I poured it back into the bag. So in the whole process of me trying to figure out my space, who I am, blah, 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 I was like, I like plants. Even though I never owned a plant before that time. I was just like, plants are cool. They're chill. I think they're gonna give me a good like vibe. So let me look into plants. And I got sucked into Plantuber on YouTube, and it just took off from there. Like literally, you don't know how long I watched Plantuber before I bought an actual plant. Like I watched so much Plantuber before I actually bought a plant. Let me know in the comments below if anyone else has done that before, if anyone was like me. Like I would watch it for like every night. Every night I watched Plantuber before I went to sleep, and I didn't even have a plant yet, but I just knew that that's what I was gonna do. You know, that's what I wanted. And so it just took off from there. And I remember my coworker, when I told my coworkers, oh, I'm moving out, like if y'all have boxes, I work at a dental office and we got shipments like every other day. I was like, save the boxes for me because I'm getting my own place, you know, whatever. So she was like, oh, I'll give you a housewarming gift. You know, I love succulents. So she gave me a succulent. I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't want it yet. You know, like I don't have my place yet. I don't want it yet. And she's like, no, just take it. It'll be fine. She gave me two bare rooted succulents. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't even know nothing about plants. And you're going to give a newbie bare rooted? Anyways, I loved it anyways. I appreciated it. I grew it for a little while, but it's no longer with us. So, but the point is that that was the first plant that I had in my care, and I did keep it up until right before I moved out of my apartment. I did keep it up until that time, but it grew real crazy. I'm not good with succulents, guys, but that was the first plant that I had. And yeah, that's what inspired me trying to like learn about myself, create my own space. And I stumbled upon Plantuber, and that just took it off for me. Like I was just so attracted to what I was seeing, because I mean, plants are beautiful. We love when we see plants. They make us happy. Even if you're not a plant person, if you just see a beautiful plant, you're like, wow, you know? So I have friends that are not into plants at all, but they'll see my plants and be like, that's nice, you know, because it's a part of nature, is how we are created, you know? So that's just how I was drawn to it. And then for the longest time, I never felt like I had like a hobby or like a skill, or that I was creative at something. So plants gave me that. Like having my space and creating my space and having a plant collection gave me a way to feel like I had a skill and that I was creative. You know, I never felt creative before. So that was like, okay, I like this, you know? So it kind of, oh, this just came out kind of cute. All right. This worked out. Fluval worked out for this. Should I put a little more on top? I think I could use a little bit more. So I put it in Fluval because it had like 3 roots, guys. I don't know what I was doing trying to put it into pond. These were expensive, so we're not playing that game. So I put it into Fluval. I probably should have brought my water jug over, but I didn't. So I'm really hot. I feel like my forehead is sweating. I usually film like on the other side of my room in front of my cabinet, and the air vent is right there, but I was like, I always film there. Let's give a different view. I'm sweating. All right, first one done. After I get this second one set up, we are gonna do the first giveaway winner. So what am I gonna do next though? Actually, I think am I gonna tackle this begonia? No, we're not gonna do that yet. We're gonna do the syngonium, something easy. We'll save the begonia for last. So this is my syngonium macrophylla that I got not too long ago from a planty person here in Dallas, and it came as these 3 plants potted in soil. and I could never keep it watered enough. And this is why all of these roots plus more was in a 4-inch pot. So it was quite root bound, not much soil. And it was drying out ridiculously fast, and it was in a chunky soil. And you know, I'm an underwaterer, so it just wasn't working for me. So we're gonna repot it into semi-hydro, but what I'm contemplating is the size of vessel. Where's my other one? This one is what I was gonna put it in, but look at that, like it's already kind of full. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll put it in this one. But then the other part of me is like, the roots may rot away. Like they're probably gonna rot away. So why put it in such a large vessel if the roots are gonna rot away anyways? I think I'm gonna take the chance and put it in a larger vessel anyways, because if they're fine, then great. If they're not, then it'll just rot away, but it doesn't mean I have to take it out of the vessel. Yeah, we're gonna put it in a larger one. So next question. You guys had some great questions, really great questions. Thank you. Do you and your mom share the same interest of plants? Yes, we do. If you ask her, she will say that I'm into plants because of her, which, I mean, I'm not gonna argue it because I wasn't there, but she was saying that she's told me that when she was younger, she was really into biology and plants. So when she saw me getting into plants, she's like, you got it from me. You know, so I mean, I guess it's very, very possible. I would never like say no. Of course I do. I mean, she's my mom. Anybody and anyone who, it's funny, anyone who knows my mom and has never met me but will see me separately from my mom will ask me, am I Robin's daughter? Or vice versa. They'll see my mom and have never seen her before but know me and be like, is that your mom? Like, so we do favor each other a lot, like very strongly. Not even just the way that we look, the way that we talk, our mannerisms and stuff. This is what people tell me. So yeah, she also likes plants, and I didn't really notice it at first, but my mom has before I got into plants, she always had fake plants in the house. Like she always had, and I didn't really notice it before, but she's always had like fake orchids and stuff in the house. They always were really nice though. Like they were so nice that people will ask if they're real, like her fake orchids. And then once we got real orchids, they looked just like the fake ones because they looked so perfect. But yeah, she's always liked plants. She always got plants for the outdoor plants for the house every summer and spring. We used to buy, well, we still do actually, buy fresh flowers like every other week. Every time we go food shopping, we'll buy a thing of fresh flowers. So she's always liked plants and flowers. She's more of a flowers person, but yeah, she loves them. She likes them, but she don't like to take care of them, you know? So that's why she likes fake plants and cut flowers. But now that I'm into it, she'll like to have them more, but she still wants me to take care of them. So yes, she is into plants as well. Next question. What made you want to start a YouTube channel about plants? I would say that at first I was on my personal Instagram page, like always in my stories posting about my plants, like doing these long behind stories of me repotting plants and cutting up plants and stuff, experimenting with plants, and they did not care. You know, it was just like my friends and like distant friends, acquaintances and associates, and like some family that's on my personal Instagram. And I was constantly posting like literally like 20 stories long back to back of me just doing stuff with plants. And I'm like, they don't care about this. Like, why are you posting this on here? You know? So eventually I was like, and that's by the time I had plants, I was already knee deep into PlantTube, like watching it. So I was just thinking like, okay, is that something I could do? Like, can I do that? Because I do like talking about my plants, and like I liked showing them on my Instagram. And so I just was thinking, is it something that I can do? So I just started researching like crazy, how to do it successfully, like have a YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, whether I get monetized or not, maybe I'll just do it for a year, right? Like just do it for a year and see if I like it. Whether I get monetized or not, do you enjoy it, you know? And so one day, like I was just thinking about it in the back of my mind, and I was doing like research here and there, like on different videos of how to do it successfully. And then one day, randomly, I was just like, I'm just gonna record a video and see how it feels. And that was the very first video I posted on Instagram, on YouTube. Welcome to Plants Today or something like that. I don't know. And I didn't feel awkward. I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. So because I didn't feel awkward that very first time just trying it out, I was like, all right, let's keep going. So then I just started doing more specific research, like about plant channels and like what to do to get your channel like picked up by the algorithm. And I shouldn't use quotations because it's a real thing. And just all of the logistics of starting a YouTube channel. And I just started taking it seriously, and I was like, all right, well, let's see. And so even if whether I did or didn't get monetized within the year, I just wanted to know, am I going to enjoy doing it? Because if I don't enjoy doing it, I don't care about the paycheck. I need to not feel like I already work because I have to. I don't want my hobby to be the same. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy it. So I do. I love doing it. I love making the videos. I love taking care of my plants. I'm gonna do that anyway. So if I didn't have a YouTube channel, it would be on my Instagram. You know, I only started the Instagram to kind of support my YouTube. I never wanted to start a plant Instagram, but I was like, all right, that's what people say the successful thing to do, you know, with your YouTube is to have an Instagram to complement it. So fine, I did it, you know, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of how I started. I just wanted to talk about it. And I was like, well, will I be comfortable talking about it on here? And it was getting a little annoying on Instagram trying to, like, you know how it is, trying to do stories, long stories. Now they have 60-second stories. That's new since like yesterday. Well, I just got it yesterday. So, and the hands-free is cool too, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And so, you know, when you really enjoy something, it's hard for you not to talk about it to other people, whether that means personally or broadcasting it or whatever it is. So I just really enjoyed it. So I was like, why not talk about it? And you know what too? I will be talking about it to people that don't care. Like, so it's like you want to talk about something you're really interested in to other people who are actually really interested in it, because it makes it more fun for you to talk about it. So yeah, at the time, people that was in my life did not care. So, and I'm not mad at them for that. That's just not what they was into. And of course, so they would try, you know, they would try to be like, oh, all right, yeah. You know, and I'm like, okay, I need to find my audience because you're not it, you know. So that's how I got here. So we did 2 plants. I think it's time. It's time to do the first winner. Let's see who's gonna win this first plant. We still have quite a few questions, but the first plant we're gonna do is the Mamei Silver. So, okay, let me start my screen recording first. Here we go. I'm so excited to do this. Like, I was so excited. I was like, let me make sure my makeup is done. Face completely done. I even put lashes and eye makeup on. Face makeup by Mary Kay, my mom's makeup that she sells. So I'll probably put her link in the description below because you gotta support the mama, you know. All right, so we're on my page. We're going to get my, I didn't mean to do that.
Groupon Days deals more one of a kind than me?
We're going to get my link and go to the YouTube random oh, okay, it wants to reload. Okay, random comment picker. I'm hyped right now. Okay, let's paste. I'm sorry guys, my iPad is really old, so you're gonna see how delayed it is. Okay, we got the link. Filter duplicates. Do not include replies. No. Filter comments. Yes. The specific text is. Wow, my iPad is slow. Hashtag. We. God dang. Love. Phylos. Oh my gosh. Embarrassing. Remove winners from, oh yes, remove winner from first. List after draw, yeah. No extra entries. I just wanted to, next time, we'll do that next time. Show random names, yes, we want to do that. 6 plus 6 is 12. What if I couldn't count? Wow. Okay, guys. There's 36 entries of the people that entered. How come? Huh. Now, when I tested this out, oh, start. Okay, start. Dun, 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 dun. Sophia Anderson. Okay, let me screenshot this. Congratulations, Sophia. Did it screenshot? Okay, there we go. Congratulations, Sophia Anderson. You are the winner of the Mamei Silver. Congratulations. All right, I screenshotted it so I know who to call. So what you're going to do, Sophia, is you're going to DM me on Instagram your name, email, and address, and we'll go from there. Congratulations, Sophia. Okay, the next thing I'm going to work on is this Periso Verde. It is booming. Y'all saw it in my last video, my perlite versus fluval. So we're gonna put it in a bigger vessel with some probably leca because it's the closest thing to perlite. Oh, let me stop recording, screen recording. I'm tripping. Stop. Okay. Next question is, whenever it decides to load. What made you want to start? Oh, we already did that. Sorry. What got you first into plants? I think that's similar to what I answered before about me getting my own space, having my own apartment, learning about who I am. It's funny, before I even did all of that, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I guess it's because my mom always had some form of plants in the house, whether it was the fresh cut flowers or anything like that, the outdoor plants that we always had. But I remember I had a friend whose grandfather died, and I was like, okay, what should I do for them? You know, like, anytime I have to give a gift, not have to, but anytime I want to give a gift to somebody, like, I love giving gifts. Like, I don't know, they say, well, it's not my love language, but it's how I show love. I love giving gifts. My iPad's talking to me. So I was like, what should I do for them? You know, like, not that there's anything wrong with a card, but I wanted to do something else. And that's what I did. I gave them, actually twice I've given people plants as gifts before I even owned plants. That's kind of weird. I guess I feel like it was always in me, but yeah, her grandfather died, and I bought like a couple of succulents from Walmart or something like that, but I arranged it in a pot real cute, and I didn't know anything about like plants and stuff. I just saw potting soil that was for succulents, so I just got that, and they still have the plant. They still love it. They said it's going fine, so I did that. I just thought it was so fun for me to put it together for them, and then I wrote them a card as well and brought that to them. And then I had a friend who, why did I get her that? Oh, she graduated from dental school. My friend that I went to dental hygiene school with moved on to dental school and became a dentist. Is that when I got it for her? Or maybe I got it for her when she got. Anyways, the point is something around surrounding dental rather than when she got in or graduated. I got her a plant as a gift. Yeah, so I guess it was just kind of always in me to love plants. I guess it did come from my mom. It came from my mom. I got it from my mom. So yeah, I've always kind of had plants in my life. Next question. I think this one is the first one. Okay. My questions are, how are you settling into your new apartment? What made you start collecting plants? How are you controlling your spider mite issues? I'm currently in a losing battle, LOL. Have you met any plant tubers as of yet? If you had to save one plant from your collection, which one would it be? So my new apartment, I love it. I am so freaking happy here. Like, I love my apartment. My building is a little questionable. There's just sometimes there's just little things, you know, no building is perfect really. And if you've ever lived in an apartment building, you know this, because it's not your home, you know, so it's not gonna be always the way that you want it to be, whether it's perfect or not. But so there's just little annoyances because you live in a building with other people. But my apartment, I love my apartment, my big windows, the space that we have. I love the like polished concrete flooring, the high ceilings, like I love it. We have this southwest facing window, so we get so much light. Like I really love my apartment so much. As far as being settled, there's still a lot of things to do, which is why I haven't done a houseplant tour yet. I do want to do one. I hope that my next video is gonna be my houseplant tour. I ordered a couple more things, and it's kind of hard because I still didn't really get to decorate as much as I would have liked to because I'm just always busy doing plant stuff. So I did order one more shelf, and if that comes in time, then hopefully I'll do my next video as my plant tour, and you guys will get to see my space a little bit more. But there's still so much that I want to do that I don't really want to wait to do the plant tour video, because there's, like I said, there's just still so many other things that I want to do. But not that it would take forever, I just don't want to wait anymore, because I want to do the plant tour video, you know, but I just keep like, oh, I want to do this, I want to add that, I want to do this, I want to do that, you know. You're just going to keep there's always something to keep doing and adding to your space. So, but yeah, I am pretty settled, I'm comfortable. I mean, all of the major important things were settled, everything like that is fine. But thank you for asking. What was the other part of the question? I wish this would stay on, but then the battery would die, right? What made you start collecting plants? We talked about that. How are you controlling spider mites? Okay. This part of the video I dedicate to you, Dave. Dave from Airway Plants. And this is a prime example. Look how pretty these leaves are. Nice and shiny. When I tell you, I was a complete unbeliever of neem oil, okay? Like I was a 100% unbeliever of neem oil. And it was because, you know, you have to have the right neem oil. It has to be pure. If it were, you know, it's a smotherer, but it doesn't kill, you know, whatever. I was not a 100% believer at all of neem oil. But I'm telling you, if you tried neem oil and it didn't work for you, you're probably using it wrong. So check out Dave's video. If I can find the link, or if you see this video, put the link to your video I think it's his allocation video. It's his allocation video that he talks about how he controls spider mites with alocasias. Okay, y'all know alocasias and spider mites are married to one another. Okay, so like if I can control spider mites on an alocasia with some neem oil, I was using it. I mean, I never used it, but if you were using it before and it didn't work for you, you're using it wrong. Okay, I say all that to say I used Dave's little recipe, little mixology. It's easy, it works, it's amazing. So I was gonna bring it with me, I forgot. I just have a little water bottle from Dollar Tree. I put mostly warm water, 3 capfuls of pure neem oil. And I did get it from Amazon, so I will link it in the description below. And I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be real neem oil. It says it is, but is it? It is. It's super thick and it's stinky. It just smells like rotten peanuts. And then like a drop, maybe 2 drops of dish soap. Like you really don't need a lot. Shake that bad boy up. Throw your plants in the shower. Give them a good rinse down. Spray them leaves down, okay? Spray them down, rub them down, spray them down with water first. After you've done that, you spray that mix on here, rub it into the leaves real good. It's gonna look nice and shiny like this, and you're done. When I say you're done, you're done. Like I have not retreated this plant since I first did it. When a new leaf comes out, I just spray it down just so it could look nice like the rest, and I have no issues. I treated my allocation Real Shield, it has to be a month ago. I'm not good with time, but if I can figure out exactly when I did it, I will put it on the screen. I have not seen a spider mite. I haven't seen another spider mite. I thank you, Dave, so much, because I would have been fighting them spider mites tooth and nail. Like, and I was previously I was doing them stupid. little rinses and spray down with that stupid dead bug brew like every other week. Hauling that big behind plant to the shower every other week. The plant is big and the pot is in a huge ceramic pot. Oh my God, I haven't done that since then. Now when a new leaf comes out, I just walk over, spray it, wipe it down. Done. Leave. Haven't had to retreat ever. And when I tell you I had an infestation, like I was losing leaves from it. Like my leaves was crusty, dusty, yellow, like lost leaves from it. Big, beautiful leaves I lost from it. Now, when I say I haven't seen a spider mite, I have not seen a spider mite. I don't get them anymore. And it's all because the neem oil just puts this protective layer over the leaf. Like, listen, link is in the description below. Thank you, Dave. And I hope that answers your question. I hope you try it. I hope it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, now I will say, do spider mites go into the soil? I don't know. If spider mites, like if you have a problem in your soil, obviously spraying your leaves is not going to be enough. You might have to change your substrate and then do that. But if you don't have an issue in your soil pest-wise, you should be fine with just spraying the leaves and the petioles down with that neem oil and water and salt. That's it. That's all I had to do. I think that bottle of neem oil was only like $13. It was cheap. It worked. I'm happy. I haven't had to retreat. I remember right after I used it, I DM'd him like, this is amazing. Thank you. Because I was just so happy that it worked. Like, yes, that's what I do for spider mites. What was the other part of your question? I'm supposed to be repotting this plant. You know why I haven't repotted that Periso Verde yet? Because I don't have anything to put the perlite in, and I don't feel like getting up to get anything. Have you met any Plantubers? And if I had to save one plant, Plantubers, the only Plantuber I met in person was Plant Dudley. He doesn't really do Plantube anymore, but that's the only person I did get to meet. We did the collab way back when we did a group order from Green Spaces ID. If you want to see the collab, I will link it up in the cards above. But yeah, he was very sweet. I met him, I hung out with him. He invited me to, I forget the name of the little shop that used to be downtown, not downtown, used to be in Manhattan. She had like a little, I guess sipping shop. I'm not sure what she called it at the time, but just like, you know, hang out and look at plants and buy plants. And so we did that. We made the collab together. So we ordered the plants together, but they came to my house. So I had to bring them. I worked in the city at the time, so I just took them with me to work, and he got them from me. And then we did our collab. But yeah, that's the only Plantuber I've actually met in person. I haven't met, and I would love to meet the Plantubers here in Texas. I think there's Janae. We did connect, so maybe we'll meet one day. I think there's Melina. There's somebody else. If I'm forgetting you, I'm sorry. But there's a couple of us down here. So I would love to connect with you guys. Let me do something with this. I'm talking and I'm not doing anything. Let me see. This one is bigger. Okay. I'm just going to use this to put this perlite into here for now. But yes, that's the only Plantubers I've met so far. The other question was, if I had to save a plant, what would it be? That's a hard one. Because I love a lot of my plants for different reasons. I'm glad I'm taking this out of here because this would be harder if the more it grew. What is my favorite plant right now? Dang. I don't know. My favorite plant right now, I want to say it's my Periso Verde, but then again, I feel like, I'm breaking rules. I don't want to break rules. I also feel like my lipstick plant is my OG favorite, and it's blooming again, guys. Oh my God. You guys know what I've been through with that plant when I moved, and how I lost a lot of the plant, and then it grew back, and now it's blooming again. That makes me so happy. So I don't know, maybe my lipstick plant. I think my lipstick plant, my Ischenanthus Mona Lisa. I really love it because I think we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. It's bounced back. I feel like my lipstick plant gives me the best of both worlds. It has interesting foliage, even though it's just green. It's real full and luscious. You might be able to see it over here behind me. And the little buds coming on the end. It's gonna bloom. It's full, it's luscious, it has interesting foliage to me, like because of the shape and the way that the vines are. It's vining, or you could trellis it up, and it has flowers. They're interesting flowers too, and it can get so full. Like, I think my lipstick plant is what, but then again, I'm thinking of my Homa Lamina. No. I think my lipstick plant. Is there another plant? Do I have to only choose one? My lipstick plant. I'm gonna go for my lipstick plant. It was my first favorite plant, and it's probably always going to be one of my favorites. It's always going to be one of my favorites. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. My lipstick plant. I'm going to put this in Leca because it is the most similar to the chunky perlite that it was in. Next question. Dang, pulled off that root. Dang, it's 10 o'clock already. How did the girls, Mia and Lulu, take to the move? How has it been since you moved? What plant are you most happy with and least happy with? That's a good one. At the moment, how has it been being a planty YouTuber? Any plant regrets? What is the biggest planty lesson you had to learn on your own? That's a good one. It's mad questions just in case someone asked or somebody asked already. No problem. I do not feel no way about that. I appreciate you asking the questions. Me and Lulu are fine. They are troopers. They do not care at all. They were very good on the drive down. Yeah, they were fine. I kind of made sure like I groomed them and everything before I left. They had their like last little grooming visit before I left, went to the vet and all that good stuff before I left. And then, yeah, they were fine. I put their little beds that they have in the, in the back seat of the car, and they were really good because I'm telling you, that car was so stuffed to the max. Like I don't know, suddenly we had like extra stuff. I don't know where stuff came from that we didn't intend to drive down with, but we had so much extra stuff there was barely room for them. But they were troopers. They just sat for the ride the whole time. Mia kept trying to come up like in the middle in the armrest and like lean on me, but other than that, they were fine. We would stop every 2 hours like to charge the car, and they got to walk, stretch their legs, and so they were perfectly fine. They were so good about it. I will say they do not like the dog park here, which for good reason. Oh no, I used all the Leca. Darn it. They don't like the dog park here because people are rude and do not always pick up their dog poop. It is better now than when we first moved here. A lot of people have complained about it, and everyone says the same thing. Everyone I talk to says the same thing, like, oh, my previous apartment had poop prints, which I had in my apartment too, where you have to give a sample of your dog's DNA, because if you leave your dog's poop out on the ground, they will test it and say you're fined $250 because you left your dog's poop out. The building won't invest in that, so people don't care, and they'll leave their dog's poop out in the dog park. So my dogs, they literally tiptoe around like, what is this? Like, especially Mia. Mia is the bougiest, pickiest, like, she is like a diva. She does not like it. Lulu will go because she's just gonna go. She doesn't care. But Mia, she does not like that dog park. So I do try to take them like every other day. I don't get to take them as much as I would like though. There's a dog park like a couple blocks away from me. It's not far, but when it's 100 degrees, it's far. Okay, so I don't get to take them that much, but when I do, they do like the dog park that's a couple of blocks away from me. This needs more Leca. It'll have to be after this because I can't do it right now. Oh, this is kind of cute. They don't mind the heat too much. I'm trying to think, have they ever? Oh, one time, this is a short story. One time we walked to the farmer's market, which is probably like less than 15 minutes walk from us in Deep Ellum. So we're in downtown. Deep Ellum's like right next to us. And so it's like a little less than 15-minute walk. We walked there in the morning around 10, 11 o'clock, and it was hot, but it was okay. We took the dogs with us, and then we're like, all right, it's time to go. But by the time we headed back, it was like 12, 1 o'clock. We're walking, you know, taking our time, but of course it's beating down this sun, okay? But we're taking our time. Mia just stopped. She just stopped and laid on the ground. She was like, I'm done. Like, she just stopped and laid out on the ground and was not moving. I'm like, come on, Mia, let's go. Like, come on. She would not get up. She was like, I'm done. Like, it's too freaking hot, you know? So that's the one time she did. She was like, I'm not about this heat. Like, she's, like I said, she's such a diva. But eventually I was able to get her up and she finally, you know, kept on. Dang, I guess I'm gonna have to tackle this begonia today. I was hoping that we didn't have time to do it, but it looks like we do. But yeah, other than that, they're fine. They love it. Thank goodness, they were kind of sort of used to being in an apartment before when I had my own apartment. So they're used to kind of the noise. Not that it's very noisy. Thank goodness, it's not very noisy. Like every once in a while, we'll have a weekend where people have friends over and they get a little crazy. But generally speaking, it's not noisy. I don't know how it works, but like if you're out in the hallway, you can hear in people's apartments, but when I'm in my apartment, I cannot really hear the apartments next to me. I only may hear the apartment above me. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just happy that I can't really hear nobody. So what I'm gonna have to do with this. So the problem is that these branches have gotten so long that they're just like, this stake that I put back here used to offer some support, and it no longer offers support because it's just so long. And I just watered this, but it's already what was the other part of your question, ma'am? That's another thing I can't, like, I'm not getting used to is ma'am. Like I'm know if we don't say that, you know, and everyone is yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes no sir, no sir, and it just doesn't come to me to say that, and so I feel self-conscious about it, and I feel like they think that I'm rude because I'm not saying it. So then I try, but then but I think then they know because they hear my accent and they're like, she's not from here. It's okay. I hope that they like say that because I don't mean it. I'm not trying to be rude, but it just doesn't come to me to say yes ma'am, no ma'am. I'll be feeling bad though. Other part of the question was, the plant that you're least and most happy with? Is that what she said? Yes, most and least happy with. That I'm most happy with right now? Ooh, okay. I'm not going to get up right now because I got this begonia in front of me, but I am most happy with my Anthurium Bessiae. If you follow me on Instagram, I can't speak. I got a lisp now. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it because I keep posting pictures about it in my stories because it's amazing. Like the emergent leaf of a Bessiae, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I took so many pictures of this plant because it was mesmerizing. Like, first of all, this is the plant that I imported from Tropicals Plants, okay? And that's the first leaf it gave me in my care. That's like that glory of a leaf it gave me in my care. The first leaf, so big, so beautiful, tall, like that is a plant I am 1000% happy with right now. Like, oh my gosh, it's such a stunner. Okay, maybe I should put more posts before I do that. I was gonna cut it free, but let me not do that yet. But yeah, the least happy with, honestly, my Cebu Blue. And it's not really that I'm not happy with the plant, I just don't know what it wants from me. Like, I got a Cebu Blue at a plant trade like maybe a couple weeks ago by now. Maybe it's a month by now, I don't know. The point is, excuse me, I got it. It was great when I got it, and now all of a sudden I'm killing it and I just don't know what it needs from me. So it's just really annoying because it's like I just don't know what to do with it. And it's in the planter that's in the living room. So I lost all of these leaves here because every time I try to readjust the zip tie, or maybe not because this is bare, I don't know. Yeah, let's put this up like this. The leaves are gonna be crazy now because they're gonna be arranged for how they were, how it was. All right, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna do what's here. So yeah, I'm least happy with my stable blue. I first had it, I first put it up on a post with you guys in my planks video, and it was doing fine. It was growing really well, actually. I didn't bring the zip ties. All right, I'm gonna get the zip ties, excuse me. And since I'm getting up, I'm gonna get the Bessier, just so y'all can see it in real time, okay? I can't even show you guys the Bessier until I do something with this plant because it's just so cumbersome and I can't control it. So I'm gonna fix this first and then I'll show you the Bessier. Okay, how has it been being a planty YouTuber? It has been really fun. I have really enjoyed it, and sometimes it's stressful just because of me, not because of the actual job itself. I mean, it can be a lot because there's a lot for you to do as far as recording. Are you want to make sure you're recording things that your audience wants to see. You want to make sure you're answering the questions that your audience has and that you're adding value. That yes, you want to be entertaining. Yes, you want them to enjoy their time, but are you teaching them something? So I do think about a lot of things, and so a lot of times I overthink and over strategize, but that's just my problem. That's not really like, I mean, I'm sure anyone who has a channel may feel the same way because you want it to be successful, even though I'm like, oh, I want to enjoy it. It's like, yeah, I want to enjoy it, but I still want it to be successful in some sense, and that doesn't necessarily equate to money. It just means like, is the content being enjoyed, by my audience? Like I said, do they feel like they're getting value from it? This is a really large leaf. Wow, gorgeous. So sometimes I stress myself out about it unnecessarily, but there is so much support with the plant tubers that like are kind of in my little circle, and I really appreciate it. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do it without them. Like, I definitely don't think I would have been able to do it without them because they just offer so much support. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do the bottom part. I think too, once I water it, it'll help stabilize it. But yeah, I was like, I think I may have mentioned it before, like I had no idea what to expect in terms of like other plant tubers, how they would respond, and would it be competitive, but it's been so supportive. And I learned a lot about myself too, because I learned that I am competitive. I never thought I was a competitive person, but doing something that puts you in direct comparison to another person, it does, you start to learn things about yourself. And so I learned that, okay, Lauren, you are competitive and you don't need to be that way right now because we're all in this together and we're all, supporting each other. So I definitely appreciate that so much with the plant tube community because it makes it more enjoyable. Like, it makes it so much more enjoyable when you're doing it together versus on your own, because when you're on your own, you start to, think things that you don't got nobody to kind of counteract what you're thinking. And sometimes, I mean, at least I speak for myself, we start going off the deep end, in our thoughts and stuff. So having other people around you is like, okay, everything is okay. We're all in this together. No need to be competitive. Let's just, keep the love juice flowing, So I so appreciate it. I really enjoy it. Oh no, I don't want to pull this leaf off. So it has been fun. I'm like getting a little more, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm being, I don't know if relevant is the word, but just make sure that I'm keeping up, and like paying attention to what you guys might be interested in. Oh Lord, what did I just do? Oh my God, this thing is a mess, yo. Like, I literally just T-boned my white princesses. Oh my God. Such a chore to fix this. That's why I didn't want to do this, but it needed to be done. I was saying something about Plantuber, but I can't remember now. But it's been fun. It has been fun being a Plantuber. I really enjoy it. I hope to be doing it in the foreseeable future. And oh, one thing I did want to say is if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please let me know at any time, whether it's in the comments of a video, whether it's related or not, whether it's in my DMs or not. Like, I'm literally here for you. Like, I do enjoy it. It's for me to enjoy as well, but I'm also literally here for you. You know, if I'm not making content that y'all want to see, what exactly am I here for? Yes, I do want to share it because I like talking about it, but I'm gonna be talking to myself if I'm just talking about what I want to talk about and not what interests you guys as well. So don't ever be afraid to say, hey, Lauren, would you like to talk about this one day? Because this is something that I'm interested in. And I'll be like, okay, sure. I'll try to put it in my schedule, because I do kind of sort of have a schedule going on right now. I really don't know what to do with this plant, guys. Like, I'm literally sitting here trying to figure out how to stake this plant up, and it is just, it's a mess. It's such a mess. There's just so many long branches. It's just not, you know what it is? I'm trying to do it neatly, and I'm trying to preserve like the way the leaves are facing, but it's just not gonna work. Wow, yeah, I just snapped that entire leaf off. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I can't do anything about it. Next question. After this next question, and I finally stop messing around with this plant, then we will do the last plant, the SP Columbia. Other question was planting regrets and the biggest plant lesson you learned. Planting regrets. I do regret jumping on purchases of some plants and not patiently waiting for the price to come down. For example, my beloved Majestic. Now, I do love my Majestic because y'all know that's one of my favorite plants. But I went ahead and repurchased it quite soon after losing the first one. And it was, I think I spent almost $90 or something like that for a baby plant. I mean, of course, at the time when I bought it, I had no idea that I would be moving to Texas. But bruh, they're selling one leaf cuttings for like $10 of Majestics down here, okay? So I think that is one of my biggest regrets, because sometimes I do jump on the purchases of plants because I'm like, oh, I wanted that plant, that's a great price, thinking, or I'm like, not that it's a great price, I'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted that plant, here it is. And then I don't even really consider the price, and I just be wanting it, and so I just get it. Or I'm an emotional plant buyer. If I'm upset about something, or like something didn't really go my way, and I'm like, I want to do something or whatever, I'll buy a plant. I will buy a plant, and I may not care how much it costs. And then later on, I'm like, dang, that's what they selling that for now? Yay! You know, so yeah, that's one of my plant regrets, is jumping on plants a little too quickly, and then I end up spending a whole lot of money. All right, so I got that one up, but how am I gonna get, I'm so over this plant. I'm so over this plant, guys. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. I'm trying not to put it too tight to the stakes because I want it to be somewhat flexible, but that's really not helping me. So I'm just gonna tighten it up. Oh gosh, this is such a chore. The other question, I tried to remember it, but I can't now. Sorry. Oh, biggest plant lesson I've learned. Biggest plant lesson I've learned. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. I learned to be patient with plants because even when you think they're dead, they might bounce back on you. I've definitely learned to be patient, especially too, and not to compare. Be patient and not compare, because other people's plants may do things and you're like, why is my plant not doing that? I'm doing this, this, and that with my plant, so how is their plant doing it and mine is not? Like, just don't compare and be patient. That's what I've learned, especially in the world of social media. We love, and I love sharing my plants too and everything. That's why we're here, to share our plants in our collection. But it does a lot of the times make us compare what we're doing to other people, and you just can't really do that when it comes. This is so crazy, but I literally cannot do anything else with it because it has to redirect itself with the light. Oh my god, this is why I didn't want to touch this plant, but I know I need it so. But yeah, patience and not comparing, because every plant, every home, like, it's just so different, and it's just not worth comparing, because then you'll find yourself not being happy with your collection or trying to achieve something, when it's like, just focus on you and your plant life. And that's not even just for plants, like, that's like a life lesson in general. And it's not even, I'm talking to myself, because I do this myself all the time, because I'm a very like type A perfectionist, and if I do something, I want it to be right, I want it to be my best, I want it to be, you know, like, and plants just gonna do what they do, you know, and life just gonna life the way it life. So you can't, and I have to remind myself, like, no, you cannot control everything. You do your best, but it's not always gonna come out the way you want it to come out. And plants are 100% that. You can give a plant the perfect situation and it will still die on you, and it may have nothing to do with what you did, you know, and that is literally life. So that's what I've learned, like, and not to take it so seriously. Like, yes, they cost money, but it is replaceable. It is replaceable. So you don't have to take it so seriously. I don't know if I answered the question. I feel like I gave like 4 answers to that question, but that's just what came to my mind. So that is that. I'm gonna finish doing this and I'm gonna come back to y'all, because I'm tired of doing this, and I know y'all tired of seeing me do this. Okay guys, there is one more branch down here, but I don't have anywhere to put it. This is the best that I can do, and I'm tired of fussing with it. So it looks wild because the leaves are all facing the way that it was when it was hanging down. Yeah, so, and it's super light. I need to water it, so it's don't wait that long to readjust your plants. All right, while I answer, let's do the last giveaway. Oh, let me show you the bestie. I'm gonna show you the bestie. We're gonna do the second plant, the SP Columbia, and then I'll finish up the questions with trying to resituate this thing. So this is my bestie. You know, I'm gonna run that picture back that I took. I'm gonna put the picture back up side by side so you can see. This is my favorite anthurium. Like, oh my gosh, like, I always liked watching my crystallinums, the leaves emerge, because they come out really red and they're really pretty, but this is just on another level. Like, the crystaliness and the bronziness, and like the picture. So the picture that I put up on the screen is no filter. It's just a flash, no filter. It's just light reflecting off of this leaf. And it was taken maybe a day or two before this is recorded, so the leaf was a little less green. Maybe I'll take a picture today too, so you can see what it looks like today as well, and I'll put that on the screen. But oh my god, this leaf, look at that sinus. Look at the crystalliness. I thought it was kind of odd how tall this petiole was, but you know, it is what it is. Look at the nice little chunky roots in there. This again is from Tropical's Plants, imported from them maybe a month or so ago by now. Very happy. This was the first plant to put out a leaf of all the plants that I got. I was shocked. I was not thinking that the Bestia was going to be the first one. I thought the Vichia was going to be the first one. It is putting out a leaf now. I was worried because I was like, why are my leaves crisping up? Like, this is not about this plant. I'm sorry. But did I say that was my favorite plant? Why was I talking about this plant? I don't remember, but there it is. I'm sorry. Okay, next question is, have you ever cared for a plant during winter without grow lights or humidifiers? If so, how did that work out? Yes. When I first moved into my apartment in last August. Yeah, last August. I did have a couple plants. I didn't have grow lights yet, but the one that actually really like lived its life without grow lights was my amaryllis, which I don't know, that's kind of a different plant compared to what we're used to, because the amaryllis is very seasonal. If you have never had an amaryllis before, I 100% recommend it. It is so enjoyable to watch it grow, and it was no grow lights. It's a bulbed plant. If I have a picture, I'll put it up. I did a Instagram reel about it because it was just so nice watching it grow. That was fine, but again, that is a plant that is very seasonal, and so it grows during that time, you know, in the winter time, and that's when it blooms. So I don't know. I feel like you're asking more like about our average house plants, you know, like how is it to grow regular average house plants in regular room humidity in the winter time. And I haven't grown a number of plants that way because soon after I did end up getting grow lights. And I will say in my apartment at that time, the humidity, it was super dry. But of course I lived in Northeast Pennsylvania, so it was so dry, you know. So I have always had a humidifier, but I will say when I had that amaryllis, the humidifier was not near it. It wasn't doing anything for that plant, trust me. And it did grow fine, but like I said, the amaryllis, it blooms in the wintertime. So that's like what it does, you know, so it prefers that. As far as my other houseplants at that time, I did have other houseplants at that time, but most of them, I did move most of them near grow light. I moved most of them near grow light because that window that I had at that time was a east facing window. So I wasn't getting much out of there. And there was a building right next to my building, so I was not getting much light out of there. So I haven't really grown houseplants in general like that in those conditions you mentioned, besides my amaryllis. I'm guessing you're asking because you want to know, like, is it possible? How will it go? And honestly, it really just depends on where you live in the United States. If you live in a place where you have winter, it could be a struggle. It's not impossible, because if you have a southwest facing window, you're still going to get sunlight. It may not be a whole lot, but it'll still be a lot more than somebody who has an east facing window or a north facing window. You know what I mean? So if you're asking, like, is it possible? How did it go? Because you want to know if it's possible. It truly depends on where you live in the world. That's all I can say. But what I will say is just try it. You don't have to try it with, like, you know, a freaking spirit of sanctity, but I mean, like, just try it. Like, you will not know until you try it, because everybody's circumstances, living situation is completely different. Like when I moved in with my mom, right, still Northeast Pennsylvania, but the humidity in that house, I don't know if it was the flooring or if because all my plants were more so in one room, I had so much more humidity when I moved in with my mom than when I was living in my apartment. So my plants did better. Even though there wasn't more light, there was just more humidity. So it really just depends, and you just gotta try it, which is what sometimes it is scary to experiment, but truly, like, that's the only way you're gonna learn, is if you just try it. But I would never say, oh, you know, go spend $500 and try it. Like, go get you a whole plant collection and try it. No, just try it with some plants from the grocery store, you know, and those plants too are a little more hardy and they're more adept to different conditions. All right, so we put it back together. We're gonna see. I gotta water it. The thing is that it's not watered, so it's not staying in place because it's not stable. So I don't have no more plants. I said I was gonna do the other plant. Let me do the other one. I'm sorry, guys. I was supposed to do that first before I started doing that. I am so sorry. Y'all, I know y'all. I will put the timestamps. They will have been in the description, so y'all can just jump to who won the other one because I'm over here playing games. Okay. Let me start my screen recording again. Hello. Tap to start my screen recorder. Oh, I'm done. All right, so we have to pick another winner. Let me make sure all my settings is still there. Yeah, we love Phylos. My link is already there. Filter duplicates. Hashtag remove winner from. Okay, all right, so let's do another one. Buenos dias, plants! Congratulations, Buenos dias, plants! You have won the Fertilizing SP Colombia. Congratulations! Oh, she's a new follower. Thank you. All right, girl, go ahead. Again, same instructions to you. Let me screenshot before I forget. Wow, slowest. This is the slowest iPad I've ever had in my life. Okay, let me. So again, same instructions to you. Please DM me on Instagram your name, email, and address so I can get you your plant. Congratulations. So our next question is, have you ever hurt a plant by over fertilizing? What features about your new place do you like the best? Maybe tell us a bit about how work is going. Have you had Whataburger yet? And is it as good as Texans say? LOL. I do think I hurt my mom's magnolia tree by over fertilizing. I don't know anything about caring for a tree. So I did try to do a little research because at first I was just like, okay, like it's a tree, you know, right? Like it's used to having inconsistent watering, you know, especially if it's used to growing here in Texas. Like ain't no consistent watering happening here. So I wasn't watering it consistently, and it was in my mom's room, so I just wasn't paying attention to it as consistently as I should have been. So it dropped a lot of leaves. Like it dropped so many leaves. My mom thought it was dead, and I felt really bad because I was like, dang, like this tree was expensive, you know. And then after I did research, I realized I really should not have been using my nutrient solution water for it. So I think that was part of me inconsistently watering, and then when I was watering with nutrient solution, I believe those was what was making the leaves crisp up and drop, and they were having kind of like weird spots on it and stuff, but it bounced back and it's okay. I did have to take off all the dead crispy leaves. I would say it probably lost like 40% of its leaves. Like it lost a lot of leaves from me, I believe, over fertilizing it. And then I think too, maybe my Baltic blue that you guys saw in my last video, that it didn't root in the leaves. I mean, nothing weird happened to it, but I don't know. I can't say for sure whether that was over fertilized, but I really do believe that I over fertilized the magnolia tree and dropped a lot of leaves that had weird colors on the leaves. But it did bounce back. Obviously, I had to shed the old leaves, and I've just been watering it consistently now, and it's okay. So that was that. Oh, I was trying to catch it before it went dead. I was just keep it in my hand. I don't have any more plants to pot up, guys. I'm sorry. I thought that it would take me longer to pot those up. Oh, what do I like best about my new place? The windows. The windows. They're not floor to ceiling, but they're ceiling to they're like 3/4. Like they're 3/4 the length of the walls, and we have high ceilings. So the windows are massive, and it has a nice deep, probably 12 inches deep ledge. And it's a southwest facing window, and there's no buildings blocking the sun. Like it comes straight into here. Like I love the windows. And I'm somebody who I really don't turn on the lights really that much. I really just like natural sunlight. So I just love having the natural sunlight in here. I love it. I love it so much. And the space. We have a nice size apartment. We have the 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a den, and the sunroom. So I really love the size of our apartment, and we're kind of like, we're not sure if we might have to move next year. So every time we kind of like are in an area that we like, we kind of check out the apartments in the area, and there is nothing the size that we have for the price that we pay. So it's like, even though there's things about this building that's annoying, we will not find the space that we have, the lighting that we have. Like, we just won't find it nowhere else. So definitely the lighting in my apartment and the space. My room is a nice size. I have my own bathroom. You know what it is too? I'm sorry if this is going on a tangent. You guys, you don't have to stick around for this. But when I had to move back home after having my own apartment, of course I felt like a failure. So even though thankfully my mom, you know, she wanted to move with me and everything, she wanted to move here with me, so I was still able to have my own space. You know what I mean? Even though we are in an apartment together, I have my own bathroom. It's like the apartment is split in half. Like, the center is the kitchen and the living room, and one side is hers and one side is mine. So I don't feel like a failure anymore because I had to move back home. I still have my own space, you know, so I love that so much. The other question was, how is work going? Work is good. There's a lot of work. I'm a dental hygienist. If you don't know, I'm a dental hygienist, and I work as a temp. So I kind of sort of work for myself, where I have agencies that I work with, or relations that I build with dentists from working through the agency, and they'll call me in to work, you know, to cover and take care of their patients whenever they need a hygienist. So it's nice because I don't have to commit to working any certain days or certain hours, and I can set my own pay rate, you know. So that does come with some, you know, everything has pros and cons. Like, yes, I get to set my own pay rate, but is the person gonna pay it, you know? So I can't just charge whatever I want to charge. I do, of course, take into consideration what the market is and everything like that. So yeah, it's going good. There is usually, I don't think there's one day yet that I've needed to work and couldn't find work. So there's a lot of work down here in Dallas. I really love that. There's a lot of different types of offices. So yeah, I don't have any issues really. There's a lot of agencies too, a lot of little ones popping up, and then there's like the big ones that's been around for a while. So yeah, it's been good. Thank you for asking. Whataburger. I don't like Whataburger. And I'm sorry to whoever likes Whataburger, but I do not like Whataburger. And I don't know. The one time I tried it, it was like me and my mom were like out all day. We were hot and tired and distressed from the heat. And we stopped at Whataburger because Chick-fil-A was closed. I did not like it. I did not like it. I was like, this burger is peppery or spicy or something, and it wasn't a spicy burger. Like, there was a little too much going on for me. You know what I do like? I like brown burger. I don't know if that's like around a lot, but wherever I was at, whatever office I was working at that day, next door was a brown burger. That burger, man, good. I like some brown burger, but Whataburger, I will say I'll give it another try, because I do feel like I said at that time, maybe I just wasn't in a good mood. I don't know, but I did not finish the burger. I didn't finish the fries. I did not like Whataburger. I liked, is it called Cane's chicken Cane's? I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I don't like Whataburger. I'm sorry. So another question is, how many plants do you own, and how do you keep up with the care of so many? I haven't, the last time I counted, I was maybe like 99 or like 98 or something like that. Like, it was a little under 100, but that was a couple weeks ago. So it's probably a little over 100 by now. And so it's really actually not that many compared to a lot of Plantubers. So it's like half the amount of plants that a lot of Plantubers have. So I actually don't feel like, I definitely don't feel like I have as many plants as a lot of Plantubers. But how do I keep up with the care of them? I don't have a set schedule, because I feel like I'll get overwhelmed that way. So I really kind of I usually try to take 2 days a week, one day being a weekend, and then one day during the week to just water everything or see what needs to be watered. And so I have learned though to start with the plants in my mom's room, because if I start with my plants, by the time I'm done looking at all my plants, I don't feel like going out there looking at the plants in the living room, the sunroom, and my mom's room. So there's not that many plants out there, but usually by the time I'm done with my room, I don't feel like going out there. So now what I do, if it's a day that I'm like, okay, one day during the week, I'm like, all right, let me look at the plants. I'll start in my mom's room because she only has like 3 plants in her room. Water those if they need to be watered, which they don't always need to be watered because hers are back away from the window. They get a lot of light, but they're back from the window. And then I go to the sunroom and I look at those plants, and then I come to my room and I'll, take care of all the plants in my room. So I usually won't try to do too much in one day. So if it's a watering day, like, okay, this is the day, I'll do usually Sunday and then one day during the week. So one of those days I'll do with watering. And then if there's a day like yesterday, it wasn't really a watering day for me because I had just watered the plants a couple of days ago, but I knew I wanted to spray down some leaves. I was like, all right, I'll just go down and see what new leaves I want to spray down. So I try not to keep it like so rigid because my life isn't rigid. Like, as I said, I'm a temp hygienist, so I don't come home from work at the same time every day. I don't always have the same amount of time. I do try to take the dogs for a little bit longer walk. I do try to work out. I try to do different things. So I can't keep such a rigid schedule with my plants. I just try to be flexible with them. And then I try to set myself up to like not be lazy about it. So I try to make sure I have fertilizer water ready and off to the side, or I'll try to make sure I have some neem oil spray kept ready so that if I do see a plant that let me just do this real quick, it'll be a real quick. It won't be I have to prepare the water, I have to prepare so I try to keep stuff prepared so that it's easy for me to just grab and treat or grab and water. And then honestly, having a lot of plants in semi-hydro for me makes it quicker and easier because I don't have to sit there and pick up the plant, feel it. Does it look like it needs to be watered? Like, is there water in the reservoir or not? It's a quick boom, boom. It needs water, yes or no, and keep it moving. So semi-hydro for me makes it quicker. One other thing that I do is, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen it. A lot of times I do these kind of like late night repots and stuff, and I'll just kind of throw some music on, have a little drinky drink, and just vibe out and do whatever plant things I need to do, whether it's repotting, resituating, lazy pull, whatever. I just try to do a chunk of them, and I usually pick like, again, a one day on the weekend or something like that. But I do it late at night. I don't, because I do stuff during the day a lot, but I'll do it on the weekends, so I don't have to wake up early the next day, so I can just enjoy my stuff. Having a drink helps because then you're not really worried about what time it is. You're just vibing out to the music and having a good time. So that helps a lot. So just having a little drink when you gotta do some plant chores. The other question: when did you start your plant mom journey? How many plants do you have now? I said over 100. So I started my plant mom journey. It's been a year now. It's only been a year, guys. It's only been a year. And at first I used to be like a little like insecure about that. Like, oh, I'm not like this years long plant person like other people. And it's like, but everybody starts somewhere. Everybody has to start somewhere. Just because you just started your plant journey a week ago, a month ago, a year ago doesn't invalidate it. Like, I just tell myself all of that because I was like, oh, how can I have a plant tube channel when I just started like plants? But everybody starts somewhere. There's people who start like natural hair channels based on them experimenting with their hair, and then you learn as you go, or you kind of create this space for people to be able to help you. A lot of times you guys help me and be telling me how to take care of stuff, and I appreciate it. So yeah, it's only been a year for me, and I've been enjoying it the entire time. I do have moments here and there where I'm like tired of plants. I kind of take a week off and I don't do nothing in regards to plants, but that doesn't happen that often, and yeah, I've been loving it ever since. I think that is all the questions, guys. Thank you so much for all you guys' questions. They were great questions. I really enjoyed answering them. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anyone's question. I'm sorry if I did miss your question, but I don't think I did. But I think that brings us to the end of this video. thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so happy for the people who won the plants. Again, I screenshotted it, but make sure you DM me. You do have 24 hours from the posting of this video to claim your plant. If I don't hear from you in 24 hours, I will pick another winner. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and since you made it this far, you might as well watch the next video.